So in one of the first screenings, I think, for Film Theory, they were just going around asking, like, oh, do you know who this male director is, like Steven Spielberg, or do you know who Christopher Nolan is? And then it came up to like a picture of a woman, a female director, and then no one knew her name. And it just is quite sad knowing that there's such just amazing women in film. No one knows who female directors are, or not as many compared to male directors. And I think that should be more known. Females should be known more for their work.
Hi, I'm Rejwan Gareb. I'm a film student at the University of Lincoln. I'm also president of our society, Girls in Art. I'm from Birmingham, and this is our interview.
Hi, I'm Eloise Allatt, and I'm also a film production student at Lincoln, and this year I'm vice president of Girls in Art.
My name's Katherine Dowrick. I am also a film production student, and I'm the treasurer in Girls in Art this year.
Specialty, where I'm still somewhat exploring it. I do tend to go more towards directing and writing. I think I definitely enjoy the more hands-on production side of things. I've done producing in the past and it's not been my favorite at all.
I think I prefer the more hands-on side as well, but like kind of with camera work, so cinematography. But then I also enjoy pre-production, so producing and the organisation of everything.
I tend to go to more towards cinematography and maybe editing, as I'm doing them as my modules next year. That's always been something I'm more passionate about, more the practical side of things. But I do quite like writing as well. As a kid, I always kind of watched films with like my parents and mainly my grandparents. And one series in particular, like the Pirates of the Caribbean series, we always used to watch, and I loved looking at how they like structured it and how they produced it. During lockdown as well, I watched a lot of diverse films, which sparks my interest more, I think. I always liked films as a kid, but especially lockdown, when you couldn't really go out.
Decided that we wanted to go into film during lockdown, as that's when we had the most time to just watch films and watch TV series. So I think that's something that a lot of people have in common who want to do film now, but something that they've discovered. Can you be a part of the world that's you're relying on in lockdown, and then watching documentaries about behind the scenes and seeing kind of the creation of how films are made.
I think I went for a different career every other day, especially growing up. At one point I wanted to be a herbalist, at one point I wanted to be a race car driver. We came back to school after lockdown, but we were still in bubbles, so it was very minimal, and this was around, I want to say, in year 10. And because of that, I was supposed to be doing my 2 weeks of work experience, but obviously we couldn't go out, social distancing, all that. So my teacher recommended we go on Spring Pod and just see what interests us, and none of like the hospitality or finance really interested me. And I came across film and TV and I thought, seems cool enough, might as well. From then on, it all kind of just tunneled down into, oh my god, I actually really, really enjoy this, and now I do it at university. Very strong opinions about being women in film, especially. Like, we've very lightly mentioned that it's quite difficult in any creative career, but we especially feel it close. So when it comes to being a woman in film, I think we all have things to say about that.
Yeah, I think we were looking at statistics earlier, weren't we? About how many women are actually in film and get to be directors, and I think it was 24%. So we thought that was kind of insane. And then looking at our course as well, and the amount of girls that are actually in our course compared to the guys, yeah, they definitely outnumber us, so we kind of have to stick together through that bit.
Yeah, I think especially with how the course is, and it's a lot of group work, if you're put in a group of 5 or 6, there's going to be at least only one girl in per group probably. Like, and especially with how a lot of the guys act, most of them will just be like, the girls will do it. Like, or oh, they're organised, they'll do it all. It's quite hard because you've got to have a voice and you've got to be quite set with, this is your boundary, like I'm only going to do this much, and then I'm only going to do my role, and I'm not going to branch out and do someone else's role because they're not doing it. You've got to be very set, and it's quite hard being a girl in film.
Every role I've done so far on our group project, I was never meant to be producer, but it's strange. I don't think they like actively do this, but you do end up somewhat like being the mummy of the group. Like you kind of have to try and like make them get on and sort things out, and it can get quite annoying sometimes because it's very hard to distinguish the line between where you're being assertive and in charge and where you're just doing things for them, or they say, oh, you're being bossy, you take over. We have really good like lecturers. Like our course leader, Jack Shelbourne, he brought us in for a chat and he just wanted to let us know that he's trying his hardest to make sure these issues for us don't appear anymore. And he has been incredibly helpful with Girls in Art as well.
And Rachel as well, I'd say.
And Rachel, yes. She's been an angel. It's been a very interesting year. It's like because most of us, all three of us, I don't think we've had any like direct experience in the film industry. This is kind of our first step towards it. And it's been certainly eye-opening. I think especially for me personally, I'm a Kurdish woman, and being a person of color as well in film, because when we were looking over female directors, there was obviously, first of all, shocking low amount who won anything. I feel like to be an amazing female director, you have to be like exceptional. You have to go beyond your male peers. For example, Chloe Zhao, she was the first woman of color to win like an Oscar, I think, for Nomadland. That was in 2020, which is absolutely insane to me.
This is for anyone who has the faith and the courage to hold on to the goodness in themselves.
One of my favorite stories. It was actually quite a depressing start to our day. We were trying to finish our audio assignment and I had booked out all the equipment. We were so ready. We were in my living room and I was like, this is it, guys. We're going to do our first assignment at university, easy peasy. We're setting it up. Catherine's got all like the tutorial sheets on her phone and we just realized, where's the XLR cable? So that starts us running around half across Lincoln trying to find an XLR cable, because that is the one thing we actually forgot to book or get. And after being defeated by Currys, we all just kind of sat down on my living room floor. And I think that was the first time we all actually, me, Katherine, and Ella, had like a proper chat. And we spoke about how we felt within our course, because there was very few girls in our course. There's a handful of us, really. And we were talking about how it's actually quite difficult to feel heard sometimes, and especially for women in film, because originally Girls in Art was supposed to be girls in film, but one of our lecturers, Rachel Scarrett, already ran something similar, and that kind of divulged into talking more about how difficult it is for us as women to try and break into these artistic careers and routes, even things that are like typically considered feminine. For example, in secondary school, if you do food technology or home economics, cooking is considered what a woman might do. But if you think about famous chefs, the people who might come to your mind are like Gordon Ramsay and Anthony Bourdain. So we kind of just dwelled on it and we just thought, why don't we just start a society then? And here we are. Texted one of our lecturers and she was like, this is really cool, you should go for it. And we're like, you know what, yeah, we will go for it. And then I think we did this around October-ish. It was very early into our university life. We kind of forgot about it. And then around I want to say November, December, we got an email from the societies, like our student union, saying we're good to go. And then we were actually really worried we wouldn't get any members, because for a society to start completely, you need a minimum of 10 members.
I think it was mainly like our close friends that started to join first. So I had a flat of 9 girls, and I think a couple of them joined, and Reg's friends joined, and Ella's friends joined. So that made up almost the 10, I think. And then from then it was word of mouth, and then promoting on social media. I think the student union posted something that we were doing as well.
Oh yeah, we won activity of the week.
Yeah. And the Refreshers Fair as well got our name out there too.
It's in January.
So in January there's a Freshers Fair in September, and then in January there's another Refreshers Fair for people that joined in January and for people that didn't join the society in the September. So we promoted ourselves there, and that got a lot more people coming in. And that got us to 30, I think.
we didn't expect to be nominated for any awards or anything from that. And I think it is down to our members, as they've all given us like amazing feedback, which we couldn't have really expected. And we're a society that very much, we listen to our members. If they want to do something, then we'll figure out ways to do it, as we know that's actually important.
And the winner is, well, the time has come.
No.
We did not expect to win at all, I don't think. I think
was
it was
shocked when
Murder
we were
Mystery.
nominated.
Yeah, I think we expected Murder Mystery to win. So we
Yeah.
didn't think we'd win at all because we were brand new and hadn't really been around for like a couple months. We'd only been around since January, I think.
And we were all just like in a state of shock from the moment we got up to the moment we sat down.
Yeah, we're going to continue it. So starting in September, we're going to try and get straight back into it and then build up some new members, as a lot of our members last year, well, a few of them, they were in their final year or they were international students. So they can't come back to our society. But I know that we have got a lot of members who want to return. They've already kind of bought their passes to come back for next year. And we're not like handing the society away. Me and Kat had to switch positions because you can't be treasurer twice in a row. So that's the biggest change we've made, and we're just going to carry on doing what we've been doing.
Yeah, and we'll keep going until we're in third year, and then we'll have to probably hand it over to someone else.
Probably.
But if not, it will die with us. So it will like.
If not.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of bonded mostly over not getting on with everyone in our groups and
Yeah.
the struggles we felt there. So we were like, it would be amazing if we could just work together, as we're all on the same page about this. So that did inspire the society, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And I think seeing how many guys there were compared to girls in the course, we thought it was the best thing to just stick together as well, because you don't know when you go to university, you don't expect to know everyone, or you don't know anyone at first. So it's nice to just have two people you can stick by and know you can rely on them and have them as your friends throughout the whole 3 years, hopefully.
Le monteur assembla ses outils et commença à construire l'enfant. Mais il ne savait pas avec quoi fabriquer son cœur. Le vent lui souffla. Tu ne peux pas inventer ce qui existe déjà. Écoute, je t'apporte une autre chanson. Elle vient d'au-delà de tous les océans. C'est la chanson d'un enfant qui n'a jamais vu la neige. Et sa chanson appelle une mère.